I mean, I see record from my side. Okay, I think I'm recording it. Let's see at the end what happens, and I can
Yeah,
send.
maybe then you will be able to just send a link to the video. Perfect.
Okay, so basically what will happen, this is another example of a client. Once a student has, so there are two ways of getting students, okay? The first one is the database you already have that we will upload on the system for you. And this will be in the back end again. You have some demographics, and then you have, I mean, everything is customizable on the platform. So instead of users, you can have name them members or alumni. Then here is your list, and you can invite people. The other way is that they apply. Once they apply, you will get all the pending applications here. You will review the application, make sure that they have completed everything you wanted them to, make sure that they belong to the school, and accordingly approve or decline. Now, once the member is either invited to the platform or approved through an application form, they'll come to the main area here. The whole platform is customizable, so you can change the fonts, you can change the colors, the logo. I mean, this is another example. It doesn't have much bespoke things. It's just the colors that have changed. But if I open, for example, this one, you see that the colors are completely different. The theme is black. Everything is black and gold. Then you
so they feel that they are inside the same school website.
Yes. So yeah, so users wouldn't really realize that they're going into a really different platform. What you can also do is have your own subdomain, something that will say, for example, alumni.yourwebsite or community.yourwebsite. We can decide on that later on. Now, the first things that alumni see when they log into the platform is this news feed or announcements like area. This is where you'll be able to post any upcoming news. You can share a welcome video with them. Members can like and comment at the bottom. And then you can also, if you use Twitter, you can also stream your tweets directly on the platform. Then you have your alumni directory. This is where alumni can search for each other. If they know the name of the person who they're looking for, you can just type in the name. Or you can use this advanced search filter here and search based on different criteria. Obviously, when the database starts becoming like having a lot of people, you need to find a way
to have like the end year is basically the only criteria. How can I find like, for example, we had like ABC classes. Is there such a split also by like the same year, graduated like 3 or 4 classes?
So basically what you can do is you can have the year and you can have groups as well. So these groups can be the name of the classes. So let's assume that Chicago is one subject, one class subject. You can say I want.
So it would be like C.
Sorry?
Yeah, it's like it would be like 2015 and membership would be C. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And can we rename the membership, or it's like
yeah, you can rename all these things. So end year can be graduation year, membership could be like class or subject.
Can we name them in Latvian language, or they need to be English?
You mean the drop down or the whole platform?
Basically, the question about the whole platform is how easy it is to like localize to our local language.
Well, we do have translation options. Obviously, this is gonna include an extra cost, and you will need to help us in the translation. the fee we charge for translations, especially for languages that we don't have already, is 2,500 pounds.
Like what you said is that it's extensively customizable, that all the members and events and all the labels, we can name them as we want, right? So what's left?
So
What's
if
left
you
to
want to
translate?
rename things in English, it's free. But if you want to translate the platform to Latvian, then there is an extra cost.
Okay.
So you can have other fields such as location. They can be anywhere in the world or any city in Latvia, so you can search for that. It's powered by Google Maps. Then you can have interests. A lot of alumni platforms choose to have interests. You can give us a list, and then members can say, for example, I want to see everybody who is interested in financial management because I'm doing something at the moment, and I want to contact them. Now, once you find the member you are interested in, let me show you how the profile looks like. So we have various fields, and we allow the alumni to complete them themselves. Obviously, in the initial import, you need to give us their name and surname and email to start with, but then all the rest can be completed later. So they can have a profile picture, biography, what they're doing at the moment, contact information, business information. If they want, they can include their address. And now let me show you what you can do in the backend as admin. So this is the members view, okay?
You mean like the alumni,
Yes, the actual alumni that doesn't have any admin rights. If you have admin rights, you get to the backend of the profile as well, so you can add private notes.
This is the backend already, right?
Yes, let me show you again how I went there. So you press the spanner button here, management panel, and this is you in the backend. You can add private notes that nobody except from the admins will see. You can see financial information. So let's assume that in the future you want to use donations or you
yes, we want.
Okay, great. I'll show you donations as well then. So you'll see a breakdown of what each member has paid, their activity, and how much they've spent. Emails, you can send emails through the platform. We have a tool already inside. You can see all the emails that were sent out. You can see whether the email was clicked, opened, bounced, and you can also see a nice graph about the activity in general. You can track events attendance if you're looking to organize alumni events as well.
Yes, as I wrote, we actually aim this first use for it specifically for our 100 year
100 anniversary.
Next year.
I'll show you events now.
That will be the first event, basically.
Well, it's a big event, right?
Yes.
So that's it. The last thing is that you can tag members. So you can create different tags. If, for example, you know that someone is a good speaker, or if you need to follow up, or if someone is donating a lot of money and you need to know who are the highest donors, you can tag them. And then let's see, Vince, do you have any questions so far in regards to the newsfeed area or the members directory?
No, I think we can continue.
Great. Then we have the list of events. Events can be both free or paid for. The layout is quite similar to Eventbrite, so you can have a background image, you can have a description, you can have a chat for attendees only. More info would be something like directions how to get to the place or the agenda. For big events like the one you're organizing, you might want to add a few more information there. Attendees list. And then in the back end, what is really useful for you as an admin is that we automatically create signing sheets, attendees lists, name badges, and guest list spreadsheets for you. Now, if an event is paid, the layout is exactly the same. The only difference is that when they press book now, we always take their data requirements and special needs. This is a field on their profile that they can complete if they want. And if you're having any lunch or dinner within your event, at least you know who has any specific requirements. Then they add a new card if they don't have one already saved. And they just enter their card details and pay.
So looks like you are storing the card details on the system, right?
If they want to, yeah, it's stored on Stripe. So basically, we use Stripe for the payment transactions. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
Okay, great. But if they don't want to, they can just delete the card right after they pay. If they don't want to.
Okay, but you can't just pay without saving the card, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be saved, and then you delete them manually. Any questions for the events? You have a calendar as well with all the events you're booked on. Once you book for an event, you receive an automated email.
So I have actually a question. If we have the event is like this 100-year anniversary, which is for free, but then at this event we plan to do the fundraising, one or several, most likely one. Then it means that we are going to make another event, like a fundraising, like a paid event, right?
Okay, so it depends on how you want to structure your fundraising. When you say you want to do fundraising, do you mean that you let people know that during that day they can donate, or do they need to buy a ticket?
No, they don't need to buy a ticket, but they should know that during that day they we are aiming on a specific amount to be collected, and
okay, in this case, I think
like
you need
how much is already collected and so on.
A fundraising campaign. Okay, I get what you're saying. I think the best solution in this case would be to have a description here, and in the description explicitly say in bold letters that there's going to be a fundraising as well during that day. But obviously they can start donating from before. And what you can do is, in the same way we are sharing this link here, you can share the fundraising link.
There is donation section separate.
Yes, and you can have both recurring donations, so they can at any time come here and say, I want to donate 10 euros, 10 pounds, this would be your own currency, and I want to donate it yearly, quarterly, monthly, or just once. Or, as you said, you can create fundraising campaigns with an explicit purpose. You can have a bar here that says how much money you want to raise, how much money is raised so far, and you can share this link with.
But is it showing how much money is raised so far?
Yes, if you want, yes. So basically, let me see if I have it somewhere else, like as a demo thing. No, okay, so if I go to the back end, where I can create campaigns, in the campaign creation form, you can set a goal. And then it will show on the fundraising page how much was collected so far towards that.
So if there is a goal, then it shows how much is collected, but if there is no goal, then it doesn't show how much is collected?
Well, they can calculate. So for example, if the goal is £1,000 and they see that they have so far you've raised 500, then it means that there is 500 left.
So it shows how much is left, not how much is raised. Okay.
So basically we've seen the donations page as well. The donations page can be altered and it can be edited by you in any way you want. So you can add text, you can add videos, images, anything you would like to, you know, to make people donate. I think I can show you another. Let me see. I can show you another example of donations. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one is using them. So you see that the layout is quite different. Means you can basically edit the page however you like. Now, apart from events and the directory, we have the blogs. If you want to share any content, usually alumni use it for like subjects such as what can I do after graduation, how to do well in an interview, you know, anything you can give back to your alumni, or you can also allow alumni to write blog content. So how they got into an industry, anything around what they're doing at the moment. Within the blog, you can use anything from images, links, and videos. Then other alumni can comment at the bottom and they can share the post with their social media. You can also have job opportunities if you want to. Just keep in mind that these tabs you can always disable at the beginning. So you can tell us that I want to start with simple things and then I want to add them on as time passes. So here's where you can list any job opportunities coming from the school or coming from any other companies that you collaborate with. Discussions is essentially an area where members who belong to the same group can chat. And I think before you mentioned that you want to group people based on the subject they graduated from. So if you use that, then everybody who's done this course will have a space to talk privately. One-to-one messaging. If you want, you can allow them to talk one-to-one. And then mainly we have the backend now. So I've showed you before, this is where you have your admin list of alumni. So it's the backend where you can delete or do various actions. You can simply add individuals through this form here. So if you give us a list, we import the list, and then you think like, oh, I have 2-3 other people that I want to add now, or after the event, if you have people attending who are not registered, you can always add them and invite them.
But we can import the members ourselves, right?
Yeah, so you'll do it from here. The initial big import, we usually suggest that we do it for you to make sure that everything is in place or the fields are in order. But then once the first one is done, you can always do it yourself, yeah. Emails, this is where you can create an email campaign. So if I scroll down, this is your main body, which you can edit, attach any images, anything you would expect from an email body. It will have your own logo, and it can be scheduled to be sent on a different time and date. Now, what you see at the top is all the filters that you can use to filter down who will receive the email. So, for example, you can say, I only want to send this email to people who have graduated this year, people who have this specific interest, or people who have attended the anniversary event. You can confirm a schedule, you can save as a draft, and then we also have the automated emails that they're being sent automatically and are here to save you time in a sense of, for example, whenever someone books for an event, they will instantly receive a booking confirmation. You can edit the text yourselves and change it. for all these templates. So booking confirmation, cancellation, event reminder, they get it the day before the event. When they pay, if there's a charge failure with Stripe. Newsfeed digests, if you want them to get an email with all the news, sign up, so all these are included. And then I think the last thing that might really interest you is the reports. You can export members based on their age, if you want to do any research. Row would be the different groups, so you can have a CSV with the name of the subject they've graduated from and the names and the emails, tags, dates, so there are a few things you can do with reports as well. Any questions?
Yes, about the pricing.
Okay, so the price depends on essentially the number of alumni you have on the platform. In terms of administrators, you can have as many as you want, so we won't be charging you for admins. How many alumni do you think you would start with?
Like for the 100-year anniversary, we are estimating that there will be somewhere from 500 to 1,000 attendees. But of course, the overall count of people who have graduated is much larger. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's
exactly
okay.
how much, but
I can give
most
you the
likely we will want to import them all into the platform. So those could be like several thousand.
But it's going to happen gradually, I suppose, right?
Yeah, let's start with the 1,000. Like if we assume that there are 1,000 members.
Well, the first pricing tier we have anyway, it's from 0 to 2,000 members. Okay, so you can have up to 2,000 for the number I'm gonna give you, and that is £160 per month, which comes to an annual of around £1,900. I can send you this in writing.
Yes, after the presentation, if you can send this price list. Also, with potential growth steps, like what's the next level?
I can send you the next level as well, yeah. So this is the monthly fee paid annually, and it includes the support and the updates of the platform. So any issues you have with the platform, we update the software quite often, so you will get the updates as well. And then the other fee we have is the setup fee, which is basically branding the platform, configuring emails, Stripe for you, the import, and of course this includes training. So it includes like screen sharing as we're doing now in order to train you or any other main admins that will handle the platform. And this is £2,000.
So it's one time like implementation.
Yes, only at the beginning for the setup and the training. Okay. So I'll send you that as well. And okay, if you don't have any questions, I can see whether I can send you the recording.
Yes, that would be great. Then I can share it with my classmates.
Yeah, let's see. It's the first time I'm doing it, so let me.